Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ligia, and if you are back here, thank you. Today we're going to discuss a topic that has been living rent-free in my mind for about, 2 months now, and it is the idea of the 3 cancers of the mind. So, what are the 3 cancers of the mind, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you did. They are basically negative thought patterns that have been so embedded in our culture and society that we don't even realize that they affect the way we behave. And so, more specifically, I read this in Jay Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. And basically, really resonated with me. And those 3 C's are criticizing, comparing, and complaining. And I think these are things that most of us either have done or have seen someone do in the past. And I wanted to introduce some new approaches to kind of battle those negative thought patterns with positive ones instead. So, without further ado, the first cancer of the mind is comparing. It's so easy in today's society with the bombarding of information we get all the time from Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, to feel like our lives are less, right? To open up someone's picture and immediately assume they're having a better time or a better life than you because maybe they are traveling, maybe they have a better body in your perception and you feel lessened by that, right? And it's kind of something that is very occurrent in our culture and very unfortunate, but with the rise of social media, it has become the pattern, right? And so how do you reapproach that? How do you reapproach these negative thoughts once you start comparing your life to somebody else's? Well, what I have found useful has been to try to think of at least 3 things that you have in your life that you are thankful for, that you appreciate. It can be super simple, such as somebody being nice to you at the grocery store, somebody that loves you and maybe you take for granted, but something that makes you happy, something that makes you smile, something you are thankful for. And if you cannot find these things, maybe go outside, look at the sunrise, look at the sunset, try to appreciate this earth, appreciate that you're alive. Isn't that wonderful? So try to think of things that make you really happy and thankful to be alive. And when you start thinking about this other person's life, remember you have all these amazing things going on in your own, and it's not worth it to compare it to someone else. Okay, so next is criticizing. It's so easy to point our fingers at other people and judge what they do when they make a mistake. We're all humans and most of us do make mistakes, and it's really easy to kind of get carried away and laugh at somebody else or judge them for, not achieving what you think they should. But at the end of the day, when you see the worst in other people, you tend to see the worst in yourself. So I actually really like one example Jay has in his book when he was a monk in the monastery, and basically an exercise they did there was that whenever you have a negative thought about another person, they had to write down 10 positive things about them. And what does that tell you? Well, that there's more good than bad to every single person. And once you see that in others, you can see that in yourself, right? It's so easy to judge even ourselves for when we fail, when we make mistakes, but we have to always step back and remember, yes, maybe I didn't act the best way this time, but you know what? At the end of the day, I know all the things that I have that are good, so you have to always be pure at heart and remember that. Now, last and final cancer of the mind is complaining. And this one actually always reminds me of, just stoicism, the fact that you can't control outside factors, but you can control how you react to them. So, for example, if you're sitting in traffic and somebody honks at you, you can either let that energy consume you and get angry too and start honking back and start, getting infuriated, or you can just kind of accept that that is someone else's energy and not yours, and that honking back is probably not really going to change anything. You're just putting frustration out into the world, right? And in the same way, if you complain about the weather, it's not really going to change the weather, right? If you complain about somebody being rude to you, it's not going to change them being rude to you. Or whatever you complain about to other people, you're just bursting out negative energy and negative thoughts into the world. And I feel like that energy comes back to you. So I think next time you want to complain about something, think about that. Complaining about it is not going to change anything. So recap, 3 cancers of the mind. And how to handle them is, if you find yourself comparing yourself to somebody else, remember what you already have. If you find yourself judging somebody else and criticizing them, remember the good things about them instead. And if you find yourself complaining about something, remember that complaining is not going to change anything. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed this video and have a wonderful day. If you liked it, please leave a comment below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much.